Oh yeah, y'all know what time it is. What's up, y'all? I miss y'all today. Welcome, 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 welcome to the Maj 2 Ratio. Listen, I'm trapped in the RV and have been in the RV for about 47 or 48 days. And when I get a chance to talk to y'all for this little hour and some change, it makes my day. It warms my heart to chop it up with so many awesome people. Appreciate y'all for tapping in every single day. I love to do it. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. What's up, y'all? Y'all know the routine. Where y'all from? What platform you watching on? Let me know what's up. Now, it's not a race bait conversation tonight. So I don't know if everybody gonna show up. What's up, Rob? It's not a racist conversation tonight. I totally understand why Kanye just say wild shit to y'all. I get it. What's up, in the Q-tips? When you say wild racist shit, you get the clicks. Maybe I should start getting the clicks. Maybe all my content should be race bait. Shit, all of the people on the right doing it now, right? So tonight's conversation gonna be about something a little bit more practical, something a little bit more, you know, uh, fundamental. Getting at the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Brian is from Royal Oak, Michigan. Eli 80 from the Shy. What's up? What up, Bookworm? Quentin, St. Louis. So I'm going to talk about something more practical. I'm tired of talking about the Austin Metcalf's death. I'm tired of talking about all of the racism. I unify around the level of fucking stupid, goofy energy that so many Democrats have. I got homies that said if Jesus came back and was a Democrat, they wouldn't vote for him. And I was like, God damn. And that's somebody I respect. Jaden, down in the Bay. What's up? Bookworm says, ironically, this is still racist. Hey, but you know, they say to some blacks, to some melanated, I can't be racist. That's what they say. Tony, what's up? Over at YouTube World. They say I can't be racist. You know, I think when people say black people can't be racist, that's still another form of trying to box black people in. Yes, I can be fucking racist. If I want to be racist, I could be racist. I can. I just choose not to because I'm not an absolute fucking troglodyte. I'm not a low IQ, low hanging fruit can only reach ass person knuckle dragger. I'm not one of these conservatives or so-called pundits pretending like it's not about race, but everything's fucking racist. So I could be racist if I wanted to, but I would prefer to actually be a refined, aggressive, but loving and supportive gentleman. That's what I would rather be. So tonight's show, we're gonna get around something that everybody can unify around. Is it reverse racism? Because Democrats are most happen to be a lot of Democrats are black. Oh wait, are most Democrats black? Because we having this per capita conversation lately. The racists that put me up to this the wonders of per capita. Because you know, a lot of the race baiters say since I'm black, I can't understand per capita. It can't be that they just don't want to look at raw data and numbers and evaluate context and root causes and like having controls when variables when you're doing a fucking experiment. It can't be that. It can't be that. It's just because I just don't understand per capita. It's not that you run into per capita as a way to get out. It's not that you run into per capita only on one thing but not on all these other issues. It's not that. Can't be. But anyway, we're going to talk about it tonight. We got Jasmine Crockett. And I want to be very clear. What up, Peely? Enter Q-Tip says racism shows one ignorance, right? And I agree with that. But I just don't want us to be ignorant. We are solutionaries, and I joke about things. And my critiques are objective and based on what we see, what the foundation should be, especially when I'm going at politicians. And tonight, we going at a politician. We going at a public servant, whether she knows she's a public servant or not. We're gonna go at Jasmine Crockett. Now I want to be very clear. There's some things that I'm gonna say tonight that are 1,000% honest, and it's not because Jasmine Crockett is black. I think black people are wonderful. I think Asian people are wonderful. I think humans, good humans, are wonderful. I think pieces of shit are pieces of shit. Okay? And I personally think that Jasmine Crockett is not stupid. I, just like this conversation today and me starting it, saying maybe I should just play the race card, right? Maybe I should just do that because the clicks. I think Jasmine Crockett grew up in a very well-to-do community and knows how to switch it because that's what her constituents respond to. If I wanted to get a different space in a different lane, I would just respond to what my folks, some of the folks on the right, that's the loudest, but sometimes the loud motherfuckers is the dumbest motherfuckers. But if I wanted to do that, I would just 1,000% just tap into my base or that base because it ain't my base. Okay? If I wanted to stay and get really, really quick back on the horse and fame and all that other good shit, I would just say what Rob Smith is saying, what Brandon Tatum is saying. They all say the same shit. They said the same shit when it came to Ahmaud Arbery. They said, yo, he did it. Now they all saying, yo, there's no question. We don't need the facts. We don't need the data. We don't need camera footage and evidence. Carmelo Anthony did it, and there's no way to do self-defense. They losing their objectivity because that's what their base has told them, and their handlers have told them to say. They doing that because that's what makes sense. And maybe if I did it, I wouldn't be trapped in an RV fundraiser right now and keeping my integrity. Maybe I would have had full motherfucking Solutionary Center. Maybe I wouldn't even had a Solutionary Center at all if I just played the game. And that's what I think Jasmine Crockett is doing. I think it's smart. When you don't have principles or when you feel like you have no other choice, it's smart to play the game based on the lowest hanging fruit. And there's a lot of Democrats, pause. They got low hanging fruit. Super pause. What I mean by that is the left and the right have there's a low information voter. That's what they're called. Okay? Low information voters are people that hear what's on the media, they don't critique it, they don't ask any questions. Okay? None of the questions get asked. None of the thought process that would normally go into evaluating the situation, none of that happens with low information voters. And those low information voters find it difficult a lot of times when you present all of the information. Okay? That's what happens. And saying that to say, I think she figured it out. I think she figured it out. This spiel and shtick that Jasmine Crockett is on is a new shtick. We got video of her not too long ago, and she wasn't talking like the ghetto queen. She wasn't a black. Y'all seen that movie, Baps? Halle Berry and the short chubby chick, Black American Princesses, ratchet joints. She out there right now looking like she auditioning for Bad Girls Club. And I get it. I understand. Sometimes I think about doing the same shit. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Y'all tap in and hear me tell the truth. That's what I think y'all want from me. Okay? And it just so happens that I like telling the truth. Authenticity it's worth its weight in gold. But sometimes when I'm trapped in an RV fundraiser and I'm like, damn, we ain't going to never get this motherfucking goal. We ain't going to never da-da-da. I feel like, yo, I'm going to just put on the red hat. Put on the MAGA hat. Just no matter what, don't question Trump. Just go black Republican, kind of libertarian. Just don't even question it. Just go. When I got friends, damn near 4 or 5 friends that's friends with Joe Rogan, and only one of them even attempted to mention and say, yo, you should have Maj on. I go, damn, maybe I should play the click game. Maybe I should. And then I stop for that nanosecond and go, I would rather fucking die. Bitch, I'd rather die. Okay? But I ain't mad at people that do it. That they principles align that way. And that's what Jasmine Crockett is. I want y'all to hear this real quick. Okay? This is Jasmine Crockett while speaking at Grace Baptist Church in Connecticut. Mind you, her constituents are in Texas. But this is her saying what she's saying. And I want to go over this and go back. And this is what I'm noticing. Now, I think she's smart enough with her pedigree. I think she's playing the game. I think Candace Owens played the game before. I think they all like J-Lo. I use J-Lo as the example all of the time. J-Lo, when I want to be urban, I'm with Diddy. When I want to go Latin, I'm with Mark Anthony. Have twins by him. When I want to go in the movie, white role, I get with Ben Affleck. I ain't mad at it. I just see the game for what it is. And I think that's what Jasmine Crockett is doing right here. So we're going to talk about that. So I think she's playing a game. But I think a lot of Democrats that aren't in position, that repeat these sentiments and don't use critical thought, I don't think that they hip to the game. I think that they just stupid. So today, instead of talking about racism and race and Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, because that's been dominating the news cycle, and we ain't get half the FBI turned into a museum, Cash Patel. We ain't get phase 2 of them binders of the Epstein client list. Trump keep hinting like, yeah, I'm going to do something about the IRS. But, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But right now, we're going to listen to Jasmine Crockett. Tell me what y'all think.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
I know that's right.
So I had to go.
And you hear the mo in the back. I know that's right. One of the what my man Curtis Schoon call them? The yes queens. Yeah. I know that's right, girl. Shit is all cap, bro. Jasmine Crockett reminds me of Drake. Drake is an actor, acting like what he thinks a rapper's supposed to act like. Degrassi, okay? Jasmine Crockett is that right now. Crockett is an actress acting like what she thinks a public servant is for her constituency. The eyelashes that look like brooms on her face, the bad weave. I know homegirl could get a human hair weave. I know she could get a solid bust down, human, Brazilian, but she got the straw set. She got the yaki. See, she's trying to connect with the constituents, and not just the constituents in her district. When you see people do these types of moves, they're trying to pander to, again, the lowest hanging fruit, the low information voter, the low IQ person that's just going to agree with them because they own the right or own the libs. Big Rob said she's a chick playing another chick. I hope y'all get the reference. Tropic Thunder. It's one of my favorite movies. I'm a dude that's playing another dude. Okay? And this is what's happening here. We see this in all of the politicians because they have aspirations beyond just serving their district. I would never want to be the president of the United States. Never. Unless I absolutely had to, like fucking George Washington. Y'all know they asked George Washington to be the president like a couple times. He was like, no. Why would I do that? It's like Marcus Aurelius. Nah, I just want to give Rome back to the people. Okay? I ask Thomas Massey all the time, yo, why don't you run? Fuck no. He don't say fuck no, but y'all get my point? Maj, I would never do that shit. One, because he's there to serve the constituents in Kentucky where he's from, where he lives. My point in saying all of this is these people have aspirations to a bigger degree. And I want you to be very clear about the difference and distinction between the public servant, right, and the constituent base. Shania, what's up? Bookworm said, I will vote for Thomas Massey so fast. Herman says, in their own skin, that they don't consider themselves complete for public consumption without somebody else's ear. I don't understand it. And don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Your body, your choice. You get to put whatever you want as an adult. But we get to critique that. I happen to have natural hair. The hair that, like, this my shit. All this shit is my shit. Me personally. Okay? I'm but they are like appealing to future constituents because they have aspirations to play the role. After seeing a Kamala Harris damn near become like the president, all of these high calorie heifers is about to be in line to try to get a public servant position because the definition of a public servant has low-key been turned into a celebrity. They not statesmen and stateswomen. This girl just said she done traveled all around the country to educate people on who picks their fruit. Then she says, we done picking cotton. First and foremost, motherfucker. My land my land, I'm gonna grow some cotton on it. Not on some tap dancing sounding like these goofball shit. It's the cash crop, and I want in on everything. I want to be able to sell our merch, like this hoodie. Educate, empower, and defend. This is our brand. I would love to be able to grow some cotton, make polyester, get everything out the earth all the way to point of sale. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Okay? But these people are saying these things in a sense of not agricultural freedom or respect for the American farmer. They're saying this in the perspective of the fear factor as if any of us ever were cotton pickers. Okay? That's the play. That's the play. To make it to us versus them as opposed to as an actual statesman or stateswoman. You are supposed to be able to, you're supposed to speak the voice of your constituents. You're not supposed to be that loud. But see, they 180 shit. And now, the people that should be running for office, like me or Thomas Massey, we like, hell no. Fuck no. I'll do what I can, but goddamn, I do a job of public service. But after all of these people saw Kamala Harris potentially become the president, they all vying for a different opportunity. So she's trying to relate to all of the ratchets around the nation. All of the shorties that watch Bad Girls Club. Baddies. Baddies. She want to appeal to them. She want to appeal to the high-calorie heifers at the brunch on Sunday. You feel me? But that ain't what a statesman or a stateswoman is actually supposed to be. You're supposed to be in opposition to fucking more government. You're supposed to be informed in the civic process. And the fact that you jump up there and say, oh, we ain't picking cotton no more, or, yo, y'all don't want to grow your own. A lot of that's cap. And it's disrespectful to the American farmer in so many ways because of the fact that the vast majority of people that grow food and pick the food are not unlawful immigrants. Is that a great cash crop? And can a lot of immigrants, lawful or not, get into that space in California and Texas? Absolutely. But to pretend as if the vast majority of growers, farmers, agricultural experts are unlawful immigrants is disrespectful to the American farmer. But she doesn't see that. Or she sees it and knows that her constituents don't understand it, so she can just throw the boom eyelashes on looking like Bessie the fucking cow with the bad weave and relate to them. She speaks for us. And that's a certain level of what it means to be a politician now. At least in DC. Okay? People want the real, but the real should be coupled with the real facts of the Constitution, natural rights, limited government, so forth and so on. I'm going to play it again for some of the new folks. If you're just tapping in, guys, come on in, hit the like button, especially if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on X and things like that. Share it all over the place. Don't be like, come on, like my guys Andy and DJ say, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Copy the link. If you're watching on Facebook, share it to other people. Comment. Let me know where you're from. Hit the like button. It's 300 people in here. I ain't got 300 comments. Comment on the joint, right? I'm going to play it again real quick. Y'all listen up again. Just listen to what she's saying. She had to educate y'all.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right, right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands. You're not. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Hey, you heard him again, y'all? Y'all heard me? All right, so first and foremost, Eli with the $20 super chat. We need 9 more solutionaries. We're trying to get 10 people to donate $20 at each super chat. That's $200, 5 times a week, $1,000 a week going towards our work. Firearm safety, conflict resolution, civics, all of the classes in person, free to all. We're trying to buy the building. Hey, my man Rob said, what? The most non-clear water I've ever seen. All right, so look, y'all. Y'all know it's the Solutionary now. Y'all should all be members of the Solutionary now premium membership. We got to drink a half a gallon of water every day. This is BCAAs. Okay, I take BCAAs, branch chain amino acids. All right, I'm getting 1,000% out of shape because I ain't been to the gym. I'm trapped in the RV. When I come out of here, I ain't gonna have no gains. At least let me hydrate in peace, Rob. Damn. It's BCAAs in water. We got to do a half gallon of water. I'm going to do the whole gallon of BCAAs. Guys, listen to me. This is what I'm telling y'all. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick to make us think illegal labor is coming and only to pick cotton. What they do tons of blue collar and manufacturing jobs. Listen, I ain't going to hold you. A time or two, I've pulled up to the Lowe's at a Home Depot. I tapped in. Yo, need some sheetrock. Okay, I gotta be honest with y'all. Okay, but she's packaging it as if most Americans don't run the farming industry. The illegal immigrants is coming in to be slaves. Even that's why the picking cotton reference is there, to make the reference be about slavery. She went to a $50,000 a year high school, a private school. Google it. Or grok it, whatever. Don't believe me. That's all I'm saying to you. They try to package this thing in a manner like the general public, the low IQ voter. And the low IQ voter doesn't. We do. Solutionaries do. If you tapping into the Maj 2 ratio, I'm gonna tell you right now, you like one, you're not in the only right and only left thing. You're not. You're a part of a different tribe. I'm telling y'all tap in to understand the talking points and how to combat some of the stupid shit that you're going to see on the left and the right. Because we see it on both sides. It's just that the left just gives us so much fucking more. They give us so much more material. Okay? She knows Americans are repulsed and have a complex history with slavery. She knows that. She's going to take advantage of that. Okay? Smitty says, why she try to act hood the other day? She does. She play. It's the same. Kamala has shown the ratchets the light and the way. When Kamala was on the campaign trail, when she spoke like the great Dr. Martin Luther King. When she was around the Latin folks, oh, thank you, like the fake accent. We see it. We seen it. Justin Pearson, I think that's his name, just did it a while ago. They all code switch. They speaking because they have an aspiration to go up the political pyramid. They don't have an aspiration to serve their community. They like the career politician or the career police officer that just want to go up to, don't want to make the community safe. Don't want to do community policing. Want to harass the dudes that's smoking on the corner, but don't want to chase after the robber or the rapist. They want to go up the pyramid. They want to show dope on the table. You understand? That's what they want to do. So they appeal to the lowest appeal to the lowest information, lowest low IQ, Neanderthal mindset in the Democrat Party. So when I get out of just this one, I can go to that one. I can go to that one. I might be able to be VP and then potentially be the damn president. Hillary couldn't do it. Kamala couldn't do it. Maybe I could do it. Not what can I do via the Constitution and limiting government to respect my constituents, to respect the American people, to unify America. That's not what they're doing. It's a beautiful hustle when you think about it. Okay? Smitty says, at least Maj talks the same no matter crowd, white, black, brown, yellow. Now, I might hit you with a little bit more articulate nature on the side. I might cuss a little bit less. But when I touch CPAC stage, I'm telling you the same. I touch CPAC stage talking about Frederick Douglass for the conservatives because they seem to have the game fucked up. And I wanted to correct them for it. That's all. I might cuss a little bit more because we family on the show, right? But at the same time, that truth gonna be the truth, and that's a part of that's a part of the pro and the con. See, they say they want the real, but then the people don't support the real. They want the lowest IQ. When I tell you, should support the work because of these reasons, or when I say, forget me and the work for a second. When I say you need to take a civics class so you can have a better understanding. When we were talking about the Department of Education a couple of weeks back, and I was saying, and I knew it. I knew most people didn't know this. This is why my job is to share the information. When I say, listen, the Department of Education only give up 13% of the money for the schools across the country. The Department of Education has fucked up the whole student loan situation. And everybody was like, damn, for real? Yeah. My job is to lift the people up through informing them and giving them an objective view and call, that's what it is. Be fair, be balanced, be firm, but always be fuck the government, 100%. Okay? But if I do that, it's going to take me longer. But that's ultimately what America needs. That's all. Bookworm says, she's actually a nice looking lady, but we can be honest about, hold on, what did that say? We can be honest about the perception of the wigs and lashes. At least Kamala and Michelle are classy. I agree with that. I don't think she's an attractive lady. I don't. I'm sorry. She ain't got no features that I like. You know what I'm saying? I noticed she made this the same one that told Marjorie Taylor Greene, you built bad, big body, blah, blah, blah. That's her. And that's when the ratchetness started to ratchet up. When she went viral from that, then she was like, oh, this is what they respond to. I'm going to do more of that. You feel me? But she ain't got no shape. She like, what? I don't think she, I mean, what she got? She got a nice rack. I ain't never really fully look at her. I mean, Herman says, I don't think Jasmine is ugly, but honestly, when we think of attraction, it's a total package. The hair count for something. I got to agree. I don't know, like, anybody seen her rack? Does she got a wagon? What she got? She ain't really got full lips like that. I mean, it is what it is. She ain't ugly, but I like to factor in intelligence and class to me. I might be a caveman at times, but my lady can't be unless we in a gym or unless, you know what I'm saying? Unless that. But my point here, guys, is we're watching somebody aspire to be more popular so they can get a better position. But if the position is a better position is based on popularity and what people will respond to, this is actually a reflection of us. This is a reflection of us. This is what the general public in public service, this is what they think. They think that the way to connect with us is to be the lowest on the totem pole. It ain't about articulating solid situations about our country. It ain't about limiting the government. It's just about saying you can relate to me because I sound like you and I'm against them. Not what they're for. Not what they're for. I stand for human rights. I stand for natural rights, natural law. I stand on limiting the government. I know one, maybe two, maybe five altogether. Politicians in D.C. that lead with that. We always talk about Thomas Massey. We definitely talking about Rand Paul, Mike Lee, Jim Jordan, a little bit, little here and there. You feel me? It definitely ain't no black people in there that I'm like, yeah, they running for it. Nah, because it ain't no black libertarians in there. Because they definitely wouldn't be Democrats. And the Republicans that's black is a little too tap dancey for my taste. They a little too tap dancey for the state and the government. They not limited government conservatives. So I can't even give it that. There might be 5 people, but that's our fault. That's our fault. Because as soon as, now let's go on to MAGA folks for a second. I love the concept of making America great again, 1000%. But as soon as a politician steps up and goes, we're going to make America great by cutting the spending. We're going to limit government spending. No, I'm not voting for that bill. All of MAGA goes, how dare Thomas Massie not get down with the cult? Okay? How dare he not get down with the cult? So this is she is our creation. This Democrat Party is our creation. Because when we start shifting a different way, they talking points start shifting a little way. You see Gavin Newsom sitting down with Charlie Kirk. He ain't generally like, yeah, I've grown and evolved. That's not what he doing. He know because Trump won so overwhelmingly and the GOP is not going to repeat the practices and tactics that Trump did, even though it's what helped him win overwhelmingly. He going, holy shit. The masses of people are starting to say some of the stuff that I was saying ain't going to work no more. So as Gavin Newsom, starts to gear up for a 2028 run, he starts going, let me appear to be a little bit more objective. That's what they do. But that's our fault because we not going the standard. The standard is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and limited government. When the cult, the MAGA Trump supporting cult, went against Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie broke $1 million in fundraising. Now we got a bigger war chest. This is the second time that Trump said, I'm going to primary you. I'm going to support your opposition. And every time Trump said that, the best any of Thomas Massie's opponents could get was 25% of the vote. That's because his constituents is like, we down with Massie because he says what we want him to in limiting government. And he can articulate what's going on, break it down simply so the lay person, he can lift them up. That's what we do as solutionaries. That's what we do. I'm not going to tell y'all, I'm not just going to say the Second Amendment is racist just to say it. All gun control is racist and support the Second Amendment. I'm going to quantify that statement and converse with you about it and give you examples. Well, Tennessee, North Carolina changed their state constitution to exclude black people. Well, Plymouth and Virginia, the first anti-gun laws, the black codes, the slave codes. I'm going to quantify that for you in a way to not just say it to sound against them. No, it's against the government. It's against overreaching government. That's what we're supposed to do as solutionaries. Guys, there's 418 of you in the chat. Comment, hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, let's boost the algorithm. Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Share the space all over the place. If you're watching it on X, hook it up. That don't cost you nothing. Yes, I'm going to ask you all to donate. GiveSingo.com/solutionary. Support the work. I'm trapped in an RV fundraising. I can't leave until I'm done. Help. Okay? But it don't cost you nothing to share the space. Colin with the super sticker. Appreciate you, Colin. $1.99. Now imagine if all 423 of y'all donated like Colin just did. Come on, y'all. Get the likes up. Support. It's important, guys. It's very important. Now, here's the other part of this conversation. Now, we talked a little bit about her. She playing a role. I get it. Yes, Smitty is 100% right. Let me touch on this real quick for everybody that's watching that may not know. We have a solutionary non-membership, okay? Obviously, I'm going to ask y'all to buy that membership because it's important. Duh, right? No problem. But I don't want y'all to buy the membership. That's meal plan, shooting drills, all of the online classes, all of the curriculums. You get a personalized macro and meal break. We do all of that. All of that. As the Solutionary non-membership. We got a private Telegram group. We just help each other the whole time in the group. All day. Okay? Saying this to say. It's $99 lifetime. Forever. All of the new classes that continue to be added in curriculum and content that's added to the site, you will buy in at $99 and it's forever. I want you to donate $99 to our work, and I'll give you the membership for free. I'm also telling you what Smitty's telling you right now, which means that $99, I'm telling you 9 months in advance, December the 31st of this year, the package will be sold for $999. That's all I'm doing at Solutionary University after we buy the Solutionary Center. Okay? I'm selling merch and we're doing the programs, and it's going to be $1,000. It's $99 now, so just donate. Do two birds with one stone. Donate to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Okay? At $99 or more, you donate $200, you pick somebody you want to give a membership to. I'm with it. But after this year, it's going to be $1,000, $999. Thank you, Smitty, for saying it, because I guess people forget. Okay? But nonetheless, I would rather, instead of you going to Solutionary University and buying it straight up, I would rather, instead of you doing that, I would rather you donate. I'll have your email. It's me sending the email. I send the email to you. You get access to all of the classes, a membership, and all of that for your donation. I would rather you do it that way. That link is right there under. If you're watching on X, it's my pinned post. It's that video up there on my X page. Okay? So that's the site to do that. Now, Brian with the super chat. $10. Appreciate you, bro. Who else? Brian Voigt. I think I'm saying that right. All right. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Everybody that wants to support at the $99 level or above, anything over $99, you're going to get the free membership. Now, let's go back to Jasmine for a second. We talked about her. She playing a role. We get it. It's a chess move. I get it. I'm not mad. If I wasn't as principled, I would have picked a side too. I would have went all lefty or all right. I'm from Philly. I'm in Philly. Philly's a Democrat city. I could just go left and win. Superb, faster. And just say, fuck the right. Or I could just go right and say, fuck the left. No, that's not how fucking America needs. That's not what America needs moving forward. You guys, as solutionaries, are going to be far ahead of the curve because you've been listening to both sides and curating your understanding and sharpening your talking points, because the people that jump out there and just hit you with one side is evil and none of the other side, they're limited. They're limited. Terry Renee with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Terry. Terry been supportive. Hey, Terry, you on my Facebook too. I think you hearted one of my responses a few days ago, if not yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's you. But thank you again. Terry's been super supportive. Thank you for that. Guys, also, when you're doing the super chats, if you know a small business, a website, your own social media, your own business, your own website, put it in the super chat too. I want everybody, one hand watch the other when we both get together and watch the face. Going back to this thing, Crockett is running her play. But a lot of the liberals and the statements and the talking points that they talk, a lot of them not running a play. They really believe this shit. They really believe it. Okay? They really, really believe it. And in the process of them believing that shit, I want to give you all a quick breakdown of what they actually are showing you. One, they are showing you exactly how racist they are. They are showing you exactly how racist they are. To say, I ain't going to be picking the cotton. Let the immigrants do it. Lawful or not. I am beneath. That is beneath me. I am above that job. That's for the peasants. That's for the coloreds. That's what they're saying. They telling you right in your face, hey, how are we going to replace our slave class if we keep doing border security? We need cotton pickers. Y'all ain't going, she said it. Y'all ain't going to want to pick. We done picking cotton. She associated picking things with cotton because she wants to associate this noble job of feeding people, growing fruits and vegetables and feeding people. She wants to associate that with slavery, the black jobs. Okay? And it's not true. They are so, oh, you speak so well. That's the liberal. Oh, you speak so well. See, they don't even recognize that that's a part of being a fucking adult. Speaking well. It's what goes with words, the English language. And on the other side, it's the black liberals that might say, and I just say white and black, it's all of a bunch. It's all of a bunch of people in between. But I just say black and white, because it's just different ends of the color spectrum. But all in between is the black end is, oh, you speak white. What the fuck you mean I speak white? I speak white because I read the fucking thesaurus in a dictionary and I own an etymological dictionary and I like the origin of fucking words. So that's the excellent commandment that I have over the King's English is now somehow an association only with white. What the fuck is wrong with you, dummy? But that's how they think. Americans will do any job as long as they fairly compensated. And Americans, nannies, some of you that are over a certain age in this live tonight, in the stream tonight, you remember, and I don't care if you live in Philly, I remember in the house that I grew up in, there was a peach tree in the backyard. My grandmother had a peach tree in the backyard. Bullshit you not. Most of you, if you're over a certain age, especially if you lived in the South, when you were younger, there was fruit trees around. When the world wars happened, them grannies, that farm to table shit was a real thing. And they saved America when the supply chain went weak by growing food. Being a farmer and knowing how to grow food and take care of people is a noble profession. I contend that it's more noble than law enforcement. I do. I really think that. I do. See? Look what Bookworm said. My grandma had fruit trees and a chicken when I was little. Americans will do the job as long as they are fairly compensated. See, when they make the argument, when Democrats and Republicans make the argument about the Democrats are wrong, the Republicans are wrong, and they're both wrong at different times about different things. When they do that, they don't tell you things like the corporations that moved and that taught certain things and manufactured certain things in America. They left because government overreach and overtaxation. That Democrats and Republicans on that Great New Deal type of energy type vibe, okay? They don't tell you that because they want to say that the Republicans are wrong and the Democrats are wrong, as opposed to the government overall. We talk about jobs leaving certain black communities. And because, you know, the per capita arguments, the argument right now, when those jobs in the 50s and 60s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s was in Detroit, was in Chicago, was in Philadelphia. Philadelphia was a textile manufacturer, all from the Northeast Philadelphia. They used to build jet engines. Boeing used to build jet engines in Philadelphia up in the Northeast. All through South Philly and North Philly used to be all of these textile manufacturing plants, clothing, all of that shit. All of these jobs that they say, this Jasmine Crockett chick says, oh, they not going to do that. No, they left because they were like, the government is overtaxing us. We're going to go somewhere else. And the Americans were asking for a fair wage. But it can't give the fair wage if the government keeps leaning on the companies and the manufacturers. So a Jasmine Crockett won't tell you that. A Chuck Schumer won't tell you that. They say we just need to increase more taxes and make the billionaires pay their fair share. Meanwhile, they don't tell you that the billionaires maneuver smartly because you shouldn't be paying government. Government didn't fucking build this company. So they don't tell you that the government handles, and excuse me, the companies handle that tax code like it's the Holy Grail. That's what they do. Trump told you when he was going running against Hillary. He told you. He said, because he didn't pay taxes, he said, yeah, I didn't pay taxes because I'm smart. I use the same tax code that you and your friends use. And you all get out here and act like y'all don't use the tax code when you use the same one that I do. He told you the game. He told you the game. But the Crockett's and the Schumers and the AOCs, they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that they got solid accountants going, man, we ain't paying that shit. Let me ask y'all something. Why y'all think so many rich people? I want to hear a real answer in the comment section. I'm gonna say the answer, but I want to see if anybody gets it. Right? Why do y'all think so many wealthy people, or let's say rich, let's say like on paper rich at least, right? Like let's say $1 to $5 million, right? Once they get there, why do y'all think so many of them drive G-Wagons? I want to hear it in the comment section. Tell me in the comment section why you think so many rich people drive G wagons. Why do they? Or did they all just like the G wagon? Why do they like the G wagon so much? Why is it? Why is it that they like the G wagon so much? Yep. Order in Philly without getting a notice to appear in court with a fine. License and inspection or L&I will show the fuck up. 100% true. Okay. Let's look at some more. Imagine if every 2 to 4 years when they show to the inner cities to pander for your votes, but can't because you no longer need them because you're now self-sufficient. So they won't tell you that. They won't tell you, go. Peely, who just was on here, Peely runs an urban farm. See, the solutionaries, we're not bullshitting about this. Peely runs an urban farm in Philly. Okay? But when you self-sufficient and you start saying, on top of the Solutionary Center on that rooftop deck, we're going to start growing some fruits and vegetables. And then you get a whole community doing that. You know what they do? They show up, and when you say you want to collect rainwater and you want to grow your own food, they might show up in, let's say, West Philly in 1980-something, and they might firebomb your whole fucking building, and as men, women, and children are running out, they might shoot them motherfuckers because they were a public nuisance. Did y'all know that happened in Philadelphia? That's not me making that up. Did y'all know that? Boom. Big Rob said it. Tax write. That's exactly it. Tax write-off. 6,000 pounds write-off. Write-offs. Okay? It's not Fazimo, if I'm saying that right, says I thought it was the Signal Wealth. What's the write-off? Business? Yes. 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 Any vehicle over 6,000 pounds, and I want y'all to get in contact with your new tax code again. Any vehicle over 6,000 pounds, the vast majority of that, if it's a lease or a purchase, if you can prove that it's used for business and it's over 6,000 pounds, a big chunk of that, it changed in 2023, so double back on that. Now I think maybe up to 60 to 70% of that can be written off. They're not picking G-Wagons because they fucking cute. They look like fucking baseball caps. It's over 6,000 pounds. That's why a lot of them get Denali's. Yukons too. But they like a little lighter than the Benzes. You feel me? My point in saying that, you got to know the game. You got to know the game. I like the G-Wagon. I like it. But best believe that's going to be the tax write-off. Once I get out this joint, I can't get a Bentley or a G-Wagon until y'all know that I'm done fundraising. Because I ain't trying to hear the arguments of the shit. I ain't doing that. Okay? Yes, the organization that was blown up in the 80s in Philadelphia for sustainable farming, you know, all of this shit that the people in Whole Foods is doing now, and them homesteads, that was the Move 9 organization. They killed them. They dropped a firebomb out the sky in a helicopter and burned down 2 city blocks. I bullshit you not. That's what happened. So they want to make sure that you not self-sufficient, that you fighting against Democrats and Republicans. Some of them know that this is gas and they play the game to go up the pyramid so they can get their cut. Because how the fuck you work in D.C., the job pay $200,000 a year, and you now worth $10-20 million? How the fuck is, what's her name, Nancy Pelosi not in jail for insider trading? You motherfuckers got Martha Stewart for that shit. But you ain't get Nancy Pelosi? You could get rich tracking Nancy Pelosi's stock choices. Bullshit you not. Americans will do any job. They're going to try to have you believe that we won't. Americans will do any job if we paid a solid wage and it brings dignity to our community. They trying to make us think that that's not the case. Y'all ship these jobs over to China and Mexico. The government did that. Let's say you make cars and the government rubs hands like Birdman. Yeah, we're going to tax you. And they go, I'm out. We didn't have these taxing on the manufacturing that heavy 10 years ago. I'm out. They go to Mexico. Mexican government goes, come on, bring it, bring it. It's better to make the cars in Mexico. It's an American company, and not have to deal with the small amount of tariffs if need be. You understand? Oh, we're cool. We'll just go over here. And sometimes you ain't even taxing us. We an American company. We just make them over there. It's an American company. You understand? The game is rigged, and people like her are going to trick you into believing that it's just the Democrat, it's the evil Republicans over there. They're not going to tell you that both sides do that. AOC stopped Amazon from coming to New York. How many jobs would that have created? America's going back in the direction of manufacturing. Y'all about to see so many small towns because everybody's tired of the overtaxing. A lot of people from New York that moved to Philly. A lot of people from Philly moving to Delaware. Tons of people left California that went to Nevada, went to Arizona, okay? Went to Texas. They're showing you what's happening. Those smaller towns are about to start tapping into manufacturing. Small companies and businesses about to go little small warehouses. I'm going to get something. We're going to print up all our shit. I told y'all, if I could grow the cotton, grow all the things, get it out the mud, literally the soil, grow it and get it all the way until I can get this t-shirt or this hoodie directly from the ground all the way to point of sale. That's American made. That's power. There was a time when Pittsburgh produced 30% of the world's steel. When that wasn't when Democrats and Republicans was just arguing it because I want the job as the politician to look like I'm fighting the Republicans as opposed to I'm fighting for what's best for Americans. What is universally best for Americans is less government, less taxes, less fucking bureaucratic bullshit. But that's not what they fighting. They pretending like that's what they fighting, but they really just doing the wrestling shit. Hulk Hogan against the Iron Sheik. But then high-fiving everybody behind the scenes, backstage. That's what's happening. I'm telling y'all. Men used to be able to support an entire family on a single income. Do you know why? Because that factory in North Philly, Peely, if I'm lying, call me out. Peely from Philly. That factory on Broad and fucking Lehigh that's been sitting abandoned since the 80s. That factory on Broad and Erie that's decrepit. They starting to rebuild it now. They manufactured out of that. All of them factories in South Philly. When you look at the first Rocky movie, there's a lot of factories down there in that shit. He worked in a meat processing plant. Okay? Before government overtaxed those manufacturing companies and those businesses and said, yo, them companies said, it's cheaper to manufacture over there. A lot of companies are leaving China because of the slave labor. They going to Indonesia. They've been in Taiwan, Bangladesh. Okay? We want your money. Oh, no. We'll give you a 10-year tax abatement. Just manufacture here. Okay? So when those jobs were there, those men could walk to their job. They could damn near come home for a lunch break and walk back to work. So now we ain't talking about gas. Now we talking about community because everybody live in the community, work in the community. Now we talking about farm to table because groceries, okay, cheaper. And they right in the community. When we talking about still such and such got a fruit tree, such and such grows such and such, that's what we getting back to. That's what we getting back to. For too long, the political pundits and so-called public servants have tricked people into believing that that's not life and it can't be that way anymore. And it can be. And it will be. Or we not going to survive as a nation. The dollar, your United States dollar. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Somebody call me out. Shouts to Terry. Politicians want United States dependent on the system to control and keeps them employed. Keeps the politicians employed, not the American people. That's the best way to get universal basic income. Best way. If those men can walk to the job, Al Bundy type vibe. Al Bundy, Homer Simpson, worked at the nuclear plant. worked at the shoe factory, had a suburban home in a cul-de-sac. That was what it was. But your dollar, since 1913, when the Federal Reserve was created, your dollar has lost 90% of its purchasing power. 90% of it in 100 years. Damn near 1% a year. I'm trying to tell you what's real and true in the world. I'm trying to tell you what's real and true in the world. Since 1913, when the Federal Reserve was created, your purchasing power of your dollar has decreased by 90%. Guys, support the work. You can get tonight's Educate, Empower, and Defend hoodie at the link right there. It's in the comment section. It's on the screen. Since 1913, 90% of the purchasing power of your United States dollar, 90% of it's gone. All of these things are connected. And a Jasmine Crockett will get up there and act cotton as if her hands ever did anything motherfucking manual. As if. Her hands ain't got no goddamn calluses on them. The working man is the future, and the working woman, the home, the caretaker, the balanced approach, the small community, the people working together, the like-minded tribe. The division is falling. We are the future, and we got to lead. When all of this noise and the dust settle from all of these people on the extreme ends of the same bullshit, then you're going to have reality set in. I hear all of the people talking about, we got a problem race, the blacks. Blacks built America along with everybody the fuck else. I was there in the White House when Trump said it. I was right in front of him when he said, African Americans built this nation. We all built it. But you had such a strong hand in it. Those ties, the extremes of both ends are falling. You and I, you solutionaries that's watching right now, and I'm going to challenge you all. I want y'all to take this a step further. Don't just tap in for the show. I love that y'all tap in. Don't get me fucked up. I'm trapped in an RV. I get to engage y'all. Okay? I'm here for you. I work for y'all. But I'm going to challenge y'all too as y'all brother. You need to get in a community and making sure that we're building each other. Our Telegram group alone is shooters in there. It's architects in there. It's fitness experts in there. It's mechanics in there. Okay? I'm telling y'all. You have to join a group of people that's going to push you to be on point. Let's buy a show of hands, right? And I'm not dissing nobody. I'm challenging y'all. I work for y'all, and I'm your brother. I want y'all to think about that. That's what I truly believe. And I want y'all to think about that every time y'all think I'm coming at y'all net. Okay? How many people in here dry fired today, drank a half gallon of water today, read today, counted your macros, met your meal goal requirements, worked out, read, spent time with family, did a spiritual exercise, and wrote or took a full body self picture today? How many people in here did all of those 9 things today? Hey Terry, the RV vacation would be fun, but I'm not moving. I'm stationary. The RV's not moving. I'm in the same spot for the last 46 days. He did say that, Big Rob. He said we never fully got the credit we deserve, but all Americans. He did say that. I was there. Trump said it. See, and this is why Trump's making inroads in the urban demographic. But the GOP, they're not following suit. See, but I want to be real clear. You see how it's crickets? I said, how many people worked out, ate within their macros? How many people in here know what their macros is? Dry fire today, read today, spent time with family today. Okay? Meditated. That's the solutionary 9. Stop screaming at me. That's the solutionary 9. How many people did that that's our daily routine in the solutionary 9. Do you know why? Because we have to be holistic in our study, holistic in our diet, holistic in our workout routine, holistic in our personal protection. And then you develop a tribe around that. Then you got access to all of the civics classes, the curriculums, the shooting drills, the understanding imminent threat. These are the things that we have to do as solutionaries to combat the goofballs like the Jasmine Crockett's, the AOCs, the Chuck Schumers, even in the GOP. We got to do something to combat that. And if we're not doing something to combat that, we too splintered, we too sprinkled about. A single hand and the fingers are cool, but the fingers can be individual. I could break your fucking fingers real easy, but it's hard for me to break your goddamn fist when you unify. We, as every 500 of y'all that's on here right now, on whatever platform that you're watching from, we got to be the representation for what these young people need to be. And we got to do that by having a collective of people that are defending individual rights while defending that at the same time without being collectivist. It's a delicate balance that only a few can do, and y'all are the best of it. And y'all have to join up and link up with other minds. So when I say donate to the work, get a membership, it's not, I could just sell the program. It's me saying to y'all got to understand the importance of why we got to buy in and work together. Because the people that's just the pundits on the right and the left, like the Jasmine Crockett's, they just saying shit that's going to keep dividing because they get more money by the division because they look like I'm against the Republicans. I'm not for the American people. I'm just against the Republicans. I'm just against the Democrats. I'm just telling y'all what's true. They want us insecure. They want the men to not be able to provide. They want the jobs to be offshore or damn near government controlled. They want you to believe that Americans won't do the job of feeding Americans, including themselves. And they do that all in a nice little bow of these underhanded, bigoted, fucking elitist, biased ass statements like we done picking cotton, as if picking food, growing a crop is something to thumb your nose up at. They have a disdain and they hate you, the working woman and the working man. They fucking hate you. We have to be the counter to their problem. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tapping in to the Maj Toure Show. I'm going to see you all tomorrow. I'm going to ask you all to do two things. One, I want you to share the space. A lot of y'all ain't subscribed to the YouTube channel. A lot of y'all don't be sharing the shit. Don't take you nothing, man. Hit the hit the copy and paste. Throw it on X. Throw it on Facebook. Throw it on YouTube. Whatever. Throw it up there. And also, support the work. Listen, guys. It's 525 of y'all in here right now. 500 people. Imagine if 500 people donated $100. Everybody that donates at givesingo.com/solutionary, I'm going to give you a lifetime membership to the Solutionary 9. It's all of the stuff that I'm talking about. The Telegram group, the classes, the curriculums, the macros, the workout drills, just everything. You get a link, your own link to sell the merch and make 15% commission. Donate at the $99 level or above, $100, whatever. I'll get you the access to the group. And if you can't donate at the $100 level, just give what you can. This content, this idea, this vision, this movement that we are building is because of you and it's because of your support. GiveSingo.com/solutionary. Thank you all for tapping in. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be safe, be solutionary.